So this one's called factors. It says write all the factors of 20, use commas to separate them. So factors, whenever we hear the word factor, it means break it down. What numbers can multiply to get this number? So if we want all the factors of 20, and what they're doing down here is they're just listing all the numbers. So what I want to do is I like to go through and I do the same thing they're doing. I just write it as 1 times what gives me 20. 1 times 20. 2 times what gets me 20? 10. 3 times what gets me 20? Well, nothing times 3 gets me 20, so that's not a factor. 4 times what gets me 20? Well, that'd be 5. So then if I wrote 5 times, well, 4, well, now I'm flip-flopping it. They're the same numbers. So once I get to that point, I stop. So these are all my factors of 20. And they don't necessarily have to be listed in order. So down here it goes 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, 20. It doesn't, it does say we write them in order for the answer, but it doesn't necessarily say that up here. It's good practice to write them in order. I don't think Alex will mark you wrong if we don't write them in order. We can always test that real quick just to see what it would do if I put them out of order. I can even test that on the very first one here. So we can always just go down the list. This will put them in order for you. So you go 1, 2, 4. So I'm going down this list, and then we go back up this side. So we have 5, 10, 20. So if I list them this way, they're in order for me already because I just go down and then I go back up. All right. So let's go ahead and give this a try. I'm going to give myself a new page there. Okay, so we're going to list all the factors of 25. So we always start with 1 because 1, everything can multiply by 1 to get itself. So we have 1 and we have 25. Then if I go to 2, well, 2 times something for 25, it doesn't work. And I know right away it doesn't work because it ends in a 5, and that's an odd number. So it can't divide by 2 or have 2 multiply to get 25. It doesn't work. All right, 3. So this one, either you know your times tables and you know right away that 25 and 3 don't work, or you could use the 3's trick. And what that means is you take the digits, you take 2, and you take 5, and you add them together, and you get 7. 7 cannot divide by 3 because I know if I go 3 plus 3, I get 6. 3 more, I get 9. So 7's not in my list for 3's. So I know it can't divide by 3. Or you could simply take it and go 25 divided by 3, and this will tell you how many 3's would be in there. And if I try to do this, well, I can't go into 2. For 25, the closest I can get is 24, which is 8. Okay? But then I have a 1 left over, and I'd have to put a 0 here with a decimal. Once I start getting decimals, okay, we've gone too far. We don't want decimals. Factors need to be whole numbers in order for this to work. So I know 3 won't work. So there's a couple options. Either you know your times tables and you know right away it won't work. You can do this 3's trick, or you add the digits together. If the answer divides by 3, then so does the whole thing. Or you can simply divide to see, do I get a whole number when I divide 25 by 3? All right, so we're going to go to 4. So this one is another one of those tricks. If 2 doesn't divide into the number, so it wasn't even, 4 can't divide into the number. And that will work with 6, 8, 10. So any other even number won't divide into it if it can't divide by 2. So then I'm going to go to 5. It does end in a 5, so I know that it can divide by 5. And for my times tables, I know 25 divided by 5 is 5. So I have the same number. I don't have to keep going. This is my stopping point because once you get to either the same number or like what we did on that last one where it was like this, and then I went, 5 times 4 because I was getting 20. So they just swapped. They're the same numbers. I can stop there too. So in this case, if I get the same number, like 5 times 5, that's my top. I stop at 5 times 5. Dang it. I don't know why my pen is arguing here. I'll just rewrite it. It might undo and redo or arguing. All right. So I know 5 times 5 works. So these are my factors. So if I want to put them in order, I go down and I grab these numbers and I go back up. So I have 1, 5. I don't have to write 5 twice. I've already written it. And then I go 25. So these are my only factors. I'm going to try this really quick just to see. It's our very first one, so we don't lose any points. I'm going to put them out of order like I went 1, 25, and then 5 like this. So I'm going to see. Will it mark us wrong if we do this? Nope, it gives it to me. So it doesn't have to be in order to get the correct answer. Now, is it the proper way to put them in order? Yes. And if you just saw that text come across, it's snowing. It is in fact snowing outside. Yay, how cool. All right, so I'm going to go to my next one and I'm going to click new. Don't save. Okay, so we're going to do this one more time here with 24. So remember, we always start with 1. That's the easy one to start with. Then we go to 2. As long as it's an even number, we can divide by 2. So if I do 24 divided by 2, 2 can go into 2 once, and that gives me a 2 down here. I'm going to subtract. 4 comes down. 4 divided by 2, it can go in twice, and you get 4 and 0. So this is what we want to happen, because that means that I have no remainder, and my division is 2. So 2 times 12 gets me 24. All right, now I can do 3. So I can do my little 3's trick I showed you on the last page. If I go 2 plus 4, these are just the digits of 24. 2 plus 4 is 6. Oh, 6 can divide by 3. I know that. That's 2 3s. Now, that's not the answer, but it tells me right away, I know I can divide 24 by 3. So I can take a minute here and go 24 divided by 3. And with this one, I can't go into 2, so I have to go into the whole 24. So I need to know my factors of 3. So I have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, and then 24. So if you didn't know what I was doing, all I'm doing is counting by 3s. So 3 plus 3 is 6, plus 3 more is 9, plus 3 more is 12, 3 more 15. So I'm just counting by 3s. And then to know what 3 divided by 24 is, I just count. How many are there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I know it's 8, and I landed on 24 here. So yay, no remainder. So 3 times 8 is 24. Now I have 4. So 2 can go in, so I at least need to try 4. So I know it's possible, but I needed to try it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to list my factors of 4. So I have 4, 4 more is 8, 4 more is 12, then 16, oh, then 24. Oh, sorry, 20. I skipped 20. That was silly. Then 20, then 24. So I do land on 24. And I just count. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers on my list. So that means I'd have to multiply 4 times 6 in order to get to 24. All right, now I'm at 5. Now if I go 5 and I look at this, it doesn't end in a 0 or 5. I know right away that does not divide by 5, so I'm not going to use it. And then now I'm at 6. Well, I've already written a 6 here. I know 4 times 6 gets me 24. 6 times 4 will also get me 24. But remember, when we do this flip-floppy thing, that means stop. You don't need to write it twice. Now we have our factors of 24, so we just go, if we want to list them in order real quick, we just go down and then back up. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, 24. So I just list these. Make sure you put a comma between them. And you can click on this too. It'll put a whole bunch of commas in there for you. So I have 1, then 2, and I'm hitting tab to go over to the next one. You can also use your mouse to just click on the next one. 6, 8, 12, and I need one more, so 24. And I'm clicking this, but you can also just hit comma, and that'll give you a brand new box. All right, so let's click check. And yay, we finished another one.